Well, good morning. We've got a special day today, and let me tell you who we're sitting here talking with. The one and only, the pastor of the Rock and Roll Church right here in Miramar, Florida, David Butler. David Butler, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, Jerry. It's a gorgeous day and the most beautiful place in the world.
Isn't it something down here?
It is.
We are lucky.
We are blessed.
Blessed.
Blessed. Too blessed to be stressed.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, David. What brings you to Miramar Beach with the church?
Well, 40 years ago, Pastor Toy Arnett founded the church and came from Indiana and built the church. And about 35 of those years back, I started with him, and we had a great time pastoring together, doing projects together, and I just love it.
Well, I tell you what, we as a community love you being here, and we love Brother Toy as well. Toy is known for something special. What is that?
Well, he's called the Dancing Preacher.
The Dancing Preacher.
Toy's now 78 years old.
Wow, he looks great.
And he does look great. And however, for the first 50 years of his, 35 years of his life, he and his wife would dance regularly. And he said once, in the latter part of his life, he wants to die dancing for Jesus Christ. He said, if I dance for the devil and all the honky tonks and everything, he said, now every Sunday I'm going to dance for Jesus. And so he does.
I tell you, that's, I guess the church is, a lot of people come to the church and there's some highlights throughout the church. One thing is the rock and roll, right? So you got some great musicians.
We do. We have consistently 8 to 12 musicians every Sunday. Half a dozen or more are recording artists.
Wow.
And they play both in gigs around town. Well, actually all over the Emerald Coast. Some travel to New Orleans specifically for the Mardi Gras and things like that. But these guys are awesome.
I tell you what, when you go to the church and you hear it, it just sends something through your spine that wants you to get up and dance like Toy. I wonder if he'd ever let us maybe get up and dance too.
No, I think that's kind of out of the question. I think he Toy and I have an agreement. If he won't sing, I won't dance. So far he's stayed away from singing, and I've stayed away from dancing. And that's kind of the way it is.
Well, I have to tell you, I've seen him a few times with the mic go back there on Amazing Grace, and it looks like he's getting ready to sing.
But common sense takes over.
I got you. Now, the church does a lot of great things, right? Not just for the local community, but really has reached out to an international, global type thing.
We have. Over the past many years, we've been privileged to have gone to 30 plus countries.
Wow.
And there, I have been part of building children's homes, several churches in other countries, and then hold campaigns for medicine in Trinidad, for example, and also in the Philippines.
Wow.
Up in the mountains, Mount Pinatubo, took a medical team there, and we gave them shots of penicillin and vaccines, and it was a great adventure.
I tell you what, that's pretty special.
It is. It's awesome.
But it's always special to come back home, isn't it?
It is, and more recently, we've, with your help and help of your organization, your company, and the many agents affiliated with C21 Blue Marlin Pelican, we've been able to go to Panama City immediately after Hurricane Michael back in October. Yeah. Total devastation. Fortunately, you took your big grill and we went up to little towns like Altha and towards Fountain, and there we cooked meals, and since then we've been going back, taking clothing, taking a generator to help the families, and it's been a great ministry.
I tell you what, that kind of touches my heart just thinking back about some of the things we saw. It was true devastation. And you traveling around 30 different countries, I bet you've seen a lot.
I have. And the truth is, thank God for America. We are so spoiled and take for granted the things that people just literally live for each day is
amazing.
a piece of food or a drink of water.
Now, outside of the Rock and Roll Church, and the real name of the church is
Faith Assembly Christian Church is
Faith
the
Assembly.
registered name.
Okay. And is there a denomination to it, or
No, sir. Although a lot of times when I say Faith Assembly Christian Church, people immediately think that we're affiliated with a denomination. When Pastor Toy started it years ago, it was non-denominational, has remained so. It's a standalone church, and
I like
yeah, and this way we actually like the name interdenominational.
I like
When I do the blessing at the end of the service, I look out, and some are of our Catholic friends
yeah.
are there, and it is mixed and a mingle of all denominations, and I like it. I feel like that's the way heaven is going to be. You know, heaven is not
Yeah.
just the Baptist or
That's right.
Methodist or whoever.
It's going to be all of us.
For Christians, the believers who believed on the Lord Jesus Christ.
Now, this is interesting for me. Like when I was a kid, I wanted to be a baseball player, a football player, a rock and roll star. At some point in time in your life, you decided you wanted to get into the message of faith. How does that happen? Tell us when did you feel that?
That's a great question. I was raised in a pastor's home.
Okay, so your father.
My father pastored the same church for 51 years.
Wow.
Now, I've threatened the church before that, hey, my dad pastored 51 years, and if that holds true with me, y'all got a long time of suffering. But 51 years, and of course, I was involved in many local ministries there in our hometown of Sykeston, Missouri.
Okay.
And later went on to a year of Bible college. Straight from 1 year, I went to Europe and did missionary work in a town called Schweinfurt, Germany. And there I pastored 2 churches at a ripe young age of about 22 years old, I believe I was. And it's just been a great life living.
Well, I tell you what, I bet you've touched a lot of people, and a lot of people are truly thankful that you chose that path.
Well, thank you, Jerry.
Well, good stuff. Now, outside of the church and outside of just being just an awesome person in the community and everything else, you've got a non-denomination that you're involved with.
Yes, a nonprofit ministry.
Okay, nonprofit.
Yes, sir. We have a 501c3 organization
Okay.
that was founded back about 4 or 5 years ago, and actually, what this is it's called Mission of Compassion.
Wow, okay, I like
And
that.
and it is a ministry that reaches out like we did for the Hurricane Michael victims, but also it allows us to have a food pantry over in another state where I initially started the first.
Okay.
We have a thrift store, and there in our thrift store, we were able to have hot and cold showers for people who were homeless.
Wow.
There was no need. There was no area in town that was really catering to the homeless. Naturally, a lot of times we do the opposite
And push them away.
We push them away.
Right.
So we started we bought a 6,000 square foot building on a U.S. highway there, and we opened a little thrift store. Our clothes, everything we sell, our clothing is $1 a piece.
Wow.
If they can't afford it, we give it to them.
That's awesome.
And then with the proceeds every month, we like to help another nonprofit agency in the local community.
Okay.
We help with the backpack for kids in the springtime, and there's just a lot of great community things. And we want to do that here in the Destin, the Emerald Coast, from Pensacola to Panama City, as well as continue to go around the world with the good news of the gospel.
Now, this isn't what we're here for, but if somebody chose, there's so many organizations that people can donate money to, right? And sometimes you just really never know where that money's going, right? So if somebody chose to want to donate $5, $10, $50, whatever they may choose to give, is there a a Facebook page, a website? Is there a way that they can donate money?
We
to
do
this?
have a Mission of Compassion Facebook page,
Okay.
and soon to set up a link where they can donate
Okay.
online for that. Other than that, we have a P.O. box that we
Okay.
receive donations and mail here in Santa Rosa Beach.
Okay.
And that is P.O. Box 1087. P.O. Box 1087, Santa Rosa Beach, Florida 32459. And if someone wants to send a donation, that would be welcome. And none of us in this organization are paid. I'm not paid through this organization. The volunteers back at the thrift store are volunteers.
Volunteers.
They are not paid. So
fabulous.
it's a beautiful, beautiful ministry.
Simply fabulous, man. Thank you for what you do with that.
Well, you're welcome.
I tell you what, it's in this day, right, in this age where things become so negative at times, it's so fast moving, and we're all kind of in it for ourselves.
Well, that's right.
It's nice to see somebody in an organization still giving back. There still are good people in this world.
Well, and encouragers such as you and Leslie have come into our lives, and of course you've been members of a rock and roll church for many, many, many years.
Yeah, well, we attend as often as we can. It's just not as often as we should.
Well, it's always a joy to see you, and the church is thriving, as you very well know. It's doing well. And we just look forward to this year. 2020 is a great year.
It's going to be fantastic. What's the address of the church?
The church is located in Miramar Beach. It's called South Geronimo Street.
Okay.
Now, it's by that Aegean Greek restaurant.
You turn right there.
You turn towards the beach.
Okay.
Don't turn north, turn south towards the beach. You go down a little S curve and it's on the right-hand side.
Isn't there a fire department down there?
Yes, there is. South Walton has a fire station there on the left. And then the Miramar Beach post office is on past us to the left.
Okay.
That's facing the other street.
And when do y'all do services? Is your service Sundays, right?
Yes, sir. Every Sunday, 11 a.m., and we try to let out at noon.
Okay.
And we've been doing that for 40 years, 11 a.m. A lot of our musicians will play in other places, and then as soon as church is over, you'll see them hustling out.
They got to get to the
going
gig.
to the other gigs for lunches and things like that. So it's a great deal. We also have a men's Bible study on Wednesday nights at 6:30. We have a large facility behind our sanctuary we call the Family Life Center, and it's a 2-story building, and we just like having activities such as the military and first responders appreciation lunches.
That's pretty awesome.
That we sponsor along with A Superior Heating and Air Conditioning and the Roadhouse restaurant group from Panama City they cater all the food, and I mean, it's a beautiful thing. A Superior gives away a complete central heat and air system that includes installation every quarter at our church at one of these functions.
Isn't that
so
amazing?
I mean, it's an amazing event.
Holy smokes, this guy's doing big things, and we are just blessed to have such a wonderful organization, the church, the Mission of Compassion, right here in our backyard on the Emerald Coast. I tell you what, if you guys want to have some fun and get out and hear some great music and get to know David a little better, come to church on Sunday.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We have a great time. There's no sad news. It's all good news.
Well, I tell you what, my brother, you make me a better person just by knowing you. And sitting here for the past couple of minutes, I feel great.
Well, good. I do too.
I love you for all you do.
Love you, man. It's good to know you, Jared.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is David Butler with the Rock and Roll Church right here in Miramar Beach. Come and see us Sunday, 11 a.m.